Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Eric.
Hello.
We're back for some more Days of Our Lives in 1984. Today we're going to be discussing March 5th through the 8th, 1984. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So I feel like a lot didn't happen in these episodes.
I feel the same.
um, I don't even know like what to talk about because nothing happened. um,
Stefano.
Stefano's back.
Stefano returned.
Um, he has some plan to stage Roman's death and make Tony look like the hero. So I guess he knows Roman's not still alive because he had like
Yes.
a newspaper article like pre-printed
Yeah. With
about.
today's date on it.
Was it today?
It was the day's date. It was like March
Oh, it was the
5th.
day's date. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, was it
So he
like a
knows.
year to the date of Stefano's death?
Yes.
Because they
Yes.
brought that up. But because Bo was like, I wasn't even in town yet, which is true. He came in April or May.
This,
Um,
yeah.
of 83.
Tony Tony cracked me up because Tony cracked me up because he's like, oh, I'll get somebody's mask and I'll kill him and stuff. And it was like, no, you'll do it when I want it done. Like, I want it, whatever. I'm like, oh, Stefano. This is the Stefano I know and love, not the Marlena weird obsessed one.
um, Julie's still jealous of Foxy.
Oh, she sure is. Very. And I don't blame her.
The fashion show happened and Liz was involved. I've never seen Liz with glasses before, so that was interesting.
Yeah, it was nice to see Liz again. She hasn't been on for like 2 weeks, I feel like.
Yeah,
Must have
and
been on vacation.
so she had Noelle and she was bringing her to a doctor's appointment at the hospital, and Neil was there.
Noelle. I couldn't remember the baby's name. Thank you. I put M
And
baby.
they were cordial, and she was just like, "Oh, how you doing? Like, hope you're moving on." And I'm just like, I feel like the last time we saw you, he like manhandled you, and now you're just like, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Yeah, um I think she understands why. I mean, it wasn't right, but I think she understands that he was frustrated. Plus,
Yeah,
remember, he was pretty like upset with himself for it. So,
yeah, but guilt doesn't really excuse what you did.
yeah, but Liz felt for him, I guess. She
Yeah.
knows it's frustrating. But she
I
still
thought
wants herself a piece of Don.
it was cute that Mickey doesn't like to eat breakfast alone. And he tried to get
Wants a
Eugene to eat
friend.
with him, but Eugene had just eaten breakfast, and he's like, "I'll buy you coffee." He's like, "Wow, you really don't like to eat alone." He's like, "Well," he's like, "I always had a family." He's like, "And now like I don't, I'm not with Maggie anymore, so like I don't have anybody to eat with." But then Maggie was there,
Oh,
and he's like, "Oh, your ex is there. He doesn't like to eat alone." So she's like, "I'll join you." Uh,
yeah,
and she's like, "Oh, it'll be fine. Don won't care." Um,
that was cute.
because I'm in such a Santa Barbara headspace, and I know that Jed Allen plays Cece at some point, who is an asshole. It's like
Right.
really interesting to see him play like this nice, solid, good guy, and knowing that he is going to play the total opposite on a different show.
It's going to be a culture shock when we get to it in a couple years.
Although I originally know Jed Allen from 90210,
Right.
and Rush Sanders is kind of a mix, so
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that much of a shock.
And he's not that much of an ass. Like, Cece's pretty bad.
Yeah. How were you watching GH when he was Edward?
Mm-mm. No. I might have seen maybe one episode or a little bit of it, but as I do kind of remember him on there.
Yeah,
But
I
I
didn't
don't think
see his run. I know it wasn't well liked, but I
I
thought he was.
wasn't I want to say like 2008 was like when I became like more regularly invested in GH.
Oh, okay.
So all the other stuff I really don't know. I don't remember all the Alcazar shit and all that other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love the Alcazar stuff because that's when Brenda came back, and I really like Ted King.
I don't know it, so I know much.
You should watch it. It's really good.
One day when I'm not
September
watching on
2002,
Netflix.
in case you need a reference.
One day, one day.
In 50 years.
Exactly.
um, yeah, so she's kind of just like, I guess pushing him to date. Eugene, I think, said to Liz that she should come to a Lonely Hearts Club meeting. He says it to everybody.
Yeah. He really wants this Lonely Hearts thing to work.
And like one of the nurses is like, apparently she goes to these meetings and dates multiple guys because she's like, oh, I can't wait to go. She's like, I've been on a few really good dates. And then she's like, also, I want
Right.
to see what's happening. And he's like, why? What's happening? She's like, oh, some girl went out with a guy from your Lonely Hearts Club and he robbed her, so she's suing you. He's like, I'm being sued.
Yeah, and she that's what she's like, "Oh, do you have any dates like that guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why would you date multiples? Isn't it to meet
Yeah,
someone
I thought
and
so
be with
too.
that person?" Yeah,
I don't think she's
that
doing
was
the club
funny.
right.
No, I think she just wants to get laid by multiple men. Get it,
And
girl.
Eugene let Marlena and Roman have his bed. So they're having all the sex in Eugene's bed.
Yeah, you.
She's definitely pregnant.
Yeah, no signs
Well,
of it yet though.
I guess,
It's only
and
been a
Bo was
couple
like
weeks.
crashed on the couch, and I
Yeah,
wondered if it was so Diane could have his place to herself.
yeah, maybe.
Speaking of Diane, we saw her again, Dana Kimball. Kimball?
Yeah,
Kimball or Kimmel?
Kimmel.
Kimmel.
Yeah, this was probably her last episode, I would think, or maybe one more. I don't know what we're
Larry
up
like
to.
threatened her to
Yeah,
tell her pimp where she is. I didn't catch why. Was it to
because he
me? I
wants her
would
to
think
get
he would
closer
want
to
her to stay
Bo.
with Bo to keep Hope away from him.
He does. He does.
So that's what he did. Also,
He's blackmailing her.
I didn't know she had a pimp. I thought Foxy was her pimp. Like, but I
Yeah, I
guess,
guess she has like a former pimp because isn't Foxy like the reformed pimp?
yeah,
Pimpess?
pimp ass.
Madam.
Yeah. Oh, now she's retired. Now she does fashion shows.
Yeah, with her fur coat. Um,
Alice was afraid she was going to get
oh,
arrested for helping, aiding and abetting with the donuts to get Roman out of jail.
I feel like this is the first time we're seeing Larry take a dark turn. Like he's always been kind of an asshole, but now he's starting to do these things that
Yeah, like the newspaper
we knew
article about
about.
Hope.
Yeah, yeah. And with Alice, like he's planting seeds and he's like,
Well,
doing what he got to do.
with Alice, it's like he's trying to get on the Horton's good side by saying he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna drop the charges and stuff, and they're like, "Oh wow, really?
Right.
You're a really good guy." Like,
And
Hope
then
used to
and they
be with
said, "Oh,
him.
what?" Yeah, but remember, yeah, exactly. But remember, he's like, "Oh, yeah, you'll owe me one." Like he said something like along those lines, and I'm like, "Yeah, he's setting everything up so when he needs them, he'll be like, well, remember, I can press charges against Alice."
Right.
He's doing a lot of shit now.
But would he be able to if Roman gets cleared? Because then technically he wasn't a criminal.
Yeah, but Roman ain't cleared yet.
But like,
He's
if he
still
does get
dead.
cleared,
Dead.
that
But yeah, but
everything.
he doesn't know. He doesn't know Roman's alive though.
No, but I'm saying in the future, like if Roman
Yeah, yeah. I
cleared,
would think so.
wouldn't her charges also be like null and void because he wasn't a criminal?
I Right, I would think, but he don't know that, so
Right.
he just thinks he has them in his pocket for later.
Right. So Eugene keeps talking about the stupid baka, and Delia keeps fucking with him, calling to pretending to be what was her name? His first wife,
Something
Benita, Jean.
Benita Jean, Benita Jean, terrible name.
And Trisha. So
Oh,
if I was following this correctly, Trish or maybe it's Trish or Trisha, something like that.
yeah, whatever.
Trisha was a nurse, and she was friends with this other nurse who quit nursing to become a prostitute.
Yes.
And she was working at the hospital the night that Stefano died.
Yes. I think her name was Kathleen. I think.
Yeah, but she must have known that Stefano wasn't dead, and that's why they killed her. Because she's one of the victims.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Because
Also,
Stefano had the flashback, so he
right.
must have been around. How could he flashback that? Although
Um,
people do flashback things that they're not in all the time, but so he must have been around listening to them or something like that.
when Eugene showed Liz the Baca, and she said it does look familiar, but she's never been to Haiti.
Yeah.
I knew
Yes.
it had something to do with the Damaras because I believe when Liz first came to town, she was married to Tony. So she was like in the Damara family. That's how she would have seen it. Because later
Okay.
on, she says, I saw it in Europe at Stefano's.
Hmm.
Did you catch that? Eugene was like kept looking at Tony and he was like trying to see a resemblance because they're like distantly related.
Yeah. And he has those flashes of a computer every time he sees
Yeah, you keep
Tony,
seeing the
which is
computer
weird.
screen.
I'm confused by that too. I would think he would see like different people's faces. That would be kind of cool.
Right,
Because he'd be like, why is he looking like me? And why is he looking like Don or whatever?
right. No Melissa or Pete in these episodes at all.
No. Chris, though. We had Chris and Tess.
Yes, yeah. He's still
Are they
trying
supposed
to
to be putting them together, like lining her up for when
when
what's
Sandy
her name
leaves.
leaves?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
All right. That's interesting because usually they don't line somebody up when
No, they
somebody's not
do.
even gone yet.
They
Do
do.
they?
Well, the only instance that I can really think of at the top of my head is when what's her name? Carly was leaving, Crystal Chappelle. Like
Oh, okay.
a few months leading into her leaving, Bo and Billy started spending time a lot. So they kind of overlapped a little bit. So then by the time
Uh,
she left, him and Billy were like going into
or
a
like a
couple.
thing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So um I really don't have anything else. Nothing really moved.
Yeah.
Oh, Delia saved something on a floppy disk, and at the end of
Yes.
the last episode, and she turned some secret knob or whatever, which opened, I guess, a secret room door,
Mm.
and that was like the last scene. Um,
Yeah. What's on those floppy disks?
I have no idea.
Oh, that girl was name is Kelly. It wasn't Kathleen.
Oh,
And I
okay.
put Kelly was a rich hoe when she died because didn't she have
She like
fifty
50.
thousand dollars
Yeah.
or something?
Hmm.
And they were confused by that.
Right.
I guess they're
Um,
trying to piece it together, even though I don't know if they will.
Roman's
Because
walking
they
around.
think Stefano's dead,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And Roman's walking around town in different disguises.
Yeah, and Marlena's fighting with him. She's like afraid that he's going to get hurt. And I'm
Hmm.
like, well, this is the whole point. This is why he didn't tell you, Marlena. So now, now you got to suck it up. He's got to find out who did it.
When he was like talking out loud to himself, and it looked like he was talking to the sarcophagus,
Yeah.
I was almost wondering if somebody was hiding in the sarcophagus because I felt like they were focusing on it too much.
You always think someone's in there.
Because 9 times out of 10, they are.
You're like, somebody's in there. I think you said it last time too. I'm like, nobody's in there.
You're gonna feel real stupid if somebody comes out of there.
What's her name was in there for? Remember when I was on Santa Barbara? The
Minx.
one that I can never think of her name,
Minx.
Misty
Minx.
Minx. Wasn't Misty? Wasn't Misty Nicole's porn name? What was
Yeah,
her porn
Misty
name?
Circle.
Yeah, Misty Circle. It's
Oh.
the word. But yeah, Minx was in the sarcophagus when she got it. Maybe that's why you're thinking somebody's always in there.
Well, also Eugene hid in it during the last serial killer storyline.
That's true.
So no, actually this one because it was at his cousin's house who had the lion.
Um, Gwen, Anna, and Alex were cracking me up. They are
Yeah,
fun.
and he was like, "Who
I
doesn't like me?" And they were like, "Who does like you?" Might be an easier question.
I almost feel like Gwen and Anna teamed up against them for a little bit. They were like on each other's side, and then they went back to fighting. They're very funny together, those three.
He was actually kind of cute. He had a very brief scene with Noelle and Liz, and I was like, "Oh, is
Hmm.
Alex good with children?"
Yeah, well, you said he was like Stefano, because Stefano, I feel like, does that too. Like, he'll have nice moments randomly, and then it's like back to evil again.
Right.
Um, so what happened with them though? They were doing the modeling contest. I was confused at what was happening with the modeling thing. Something happened there, and it made Julie mad.
From what I gathered, she was just mad that like Foxy, I almost called her Roxy. Foxy was like giving Doug eyes from the stage as she came out.
Right.
I was just like, I don't care. You guys are gone in a week anyway.
Well, this is what's leading them out, I'm guessing. They'll
Well, they
go
better
off on
make
the
up and
cruise.
get over it. Go on your cruise.
They're going to go on their first cruise that keeps them away for 6 years. Um,
And then she literally will go on another cruise and it'll end badly.
yeah.
Cruise the deception.
Something. Oh yeah. Didn't Foxy? I think Liz said that Foxy admitted her feelings for Doug, and that was like. Then Julie was like really mad. And then Doug's like, "Well, it's okay. She's in love with me. I don't care. I don't love her."
Something came up about prostitution, and I don't know if it was regarding Foxy or Kelly. And Alice was just like so like appalled. And we had mentioned this the last time. Like Alice,
Alex.
she just I guess that's her like hard line. She just does not deal with the prostitutes.
Yeah, like, which is surprising. I always thought she would be nice to everyone,
Yeah,
but she don't like a prostitute.
yeah, it's interesting. I
It
wonder if there's like a
is,
backstory to that we don't know.
right? I
like
thought there was something with.
like
Oh,
maybe one of her daughters became a prostitute and she like is triggered by that. I don't know.
maybe. Um, Alex wanted Anna to seduce Mickey.
Alex wanted Anna to seduce Mickey. Why?
Yes, because remember Mickey and Alex were going at it, and he's like he needs like something against Mickey so he can like hold it against them.
So
You
he
don't remember them
basically wants her
fighting?
to do what she's supposed to be doing to Tony.
Yes. And she told him no, she ain't doing it.
Right.
And then he's like, and then he like in the next episode, he's like, God, they just start seducing Mickey. He's like, I'm not doing it, and he hung up on him. So like, no, yeah. So she
They've
ain't
been at
doing it.
odds since we were just watching clips. Like, remember when she had like the tape and she was like taunting him with it, and she would like call him and hang
Hmm.
up on him.
Yeah.
And he like
Yes.
wanted to kill her, and that's how she ended up on the run with Roman.
Alex called Mickey a clown too when they were fighting. I thought that was funny. um, Hope and the
Eugene,
blackmailer.
I guess Eugene was the highlight for me because I keep going back to him.
He was in it a lot. He was in every episode, I think.
He was cracking me up with his weird faces when he was like meditating or whatever he was doing, and Roman was just like, he just like let him do what he was doing.
Yeah. Hope met up with the blackmailer guy that Larry set up.
Hmm.
Um, and then Larry came in and of course saved the day, kicked it out, make him look good for Hope. So
Right.
that's what I mean. He's Larry's doing all the things now. Like he's doing
Yeah.
all the bad things.
All the bad things.
All the bad things are being done.
Yeah. I guess it
um,
was just like a pretty average week because it's like March. It's not like sweeps month or anything.
yeah. Oh, Anna and Tony's trip was canceled. Tony was going to take her away, and then he's like, "I have to cancel the trip." I guess because Stefano's back.
He bought her pearls
Um,
though, didn't he?
yeah, that was cute.
They were
They're having
nice.
some cute moments. I see the appeal. I see why people love Tony and Anna. Like I only seen them in like the thousands when they got back together, but like I never seen this stuff. So
Right.
They do have good chemistry.
When she first came back in like the thousands, wasn't she just like walking around with like Tony's urn? She just like
Yeah.
walking around town with his urn.
Yep.
And we talk to the urn.
That was the best stuff. I love that stuff. It was the best.
But were we supposed to believe that she was just like walking around with his urn for like 30 years? Like she just like brings it everywhere with her.
No, I forget. Well, no, it wasn't that long because it was when she thought, but it was Andre. Well, I forget. I don't remember exactly who it was supposed to be. Because Andre was dead
If I
instead.
worked out the timeline properly in my head, which is hard to do, I think it's always supposed to have been Andre from 1984, the end of
Right.
84 to 2009.
So yeah, Andre's the one that died. So she was carrying around Andre in the urn since Tony was alive.
Because even when Tony came back, well, Tony came back in the 90s, they said it was Andre when he died in Aramid. And then when Tony came back in 2002, because they retconned that, it was
Right.
supposed to be Andre. And that became like the Salem Stalker storyline. Um, and then I think officially Andre died in 2007, and then it was Tony, but then Andre came back in 2015. I don't know. And
Yeah,
then with
it
Patty,
confuses
and now
me.
he's really dead, I guess.
He better be dead.
Well, I don't think Teo wants to come back to the show. I think he's done.
Why are they torturing Jean now? Because Delia called it Bienvenida Jean. Like, why is she doing that? Is it to like just make him crazy so he doesn't get like?
Maybe it's for the Baka. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but they have the baka. Delia had it, and then Tony took it off her.
I don't know.
Yeah, because remember that? Yeah, I thought I was
Maybe
thinking
yeah,
maybe it
maybe it's
was.
to make him crazy so he doesn't piece together who the killer is with
I
his
guess
vibe.
they have to. Right, I think they have to distract them because like of that, and maybe that's what it is. It's
Delia has too
distracting
much
them.
fun fucking with him, pretending to be Benita Jean. She always like cracks
She
me up.
does. I was surprised they showed her being on the phone this time because before you just like heard the voice, but you could see her doing the voice.
Um, so there was a scene where Anna, it sounded like to me she said Cordelia, but she also could have said Odelia, like Odelia. But I was like, did she say Cordelia? Like, is that what Delia is short for? I don't know. It was just like a weird moment I had. I didn't care to rewind it though.
Did you? And then we didn't. I don't think you said that Diane ended up kissing Bo at the end too.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Hmm. So she's starting, but he's like, "What are you doing, girl? Like this isn't part of the plan."
You
Like,
also
no.
mentioned that you just recently met the actress like a week ago, right?
Yeah, yeah. She was very lovely, and her son was really cute. And yes, it was nice.
And you brought up Days of Our Lives. You're like, I just saw you on Days of Our Lives, and she's probably like, how?
I did, and she left because she was filming something, is what she told me. So I guess they didn't sign her to a contract. She probably was just recurring,
Mm,
um, and they probably would have signed her. Maybe I don't know how long the next Diane lasts, but
right.
um, they probably only did like a couple months or a couple weeks.
It's always interesting to me to see like in the 80s and maybe up until even the mid 90s actors that like did movies and then ended up on like a TV show or like soaps. And I'm just like, that feels, at least back then, like, not to say, I don't know, it just feels like the trajectory is different, like weird. Like usually you do TV and then you do movies, not movies and then go back to TV.
Yeah, I know. Now I think an actor just wants to work,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I
now it's
think
different
that
because now they do limited series or they do 8 episode seasons and they could do whatever they want.
right. And a lot of our days people do other things. I think the guy that played Chad was just in an episode of something.
A lot
They're
of them,
all over the place.
a lot of them do Hallmark movies,
A
like on.
lot of them, yeah.
Um,
And Chandler Massey does Hallmark movies. He did too, I think.
what was the movie you just texted about? What is he doing?
It was from 2017
Oh,
actually. When I looked, I thought it was newer, but yeah, he did one where he's like in a seminary or something. It's on YouTube right now.
oh, okay. Hmm.
Yeah, it looked interesting too. I might actually watch it. I'm like, oh. It just pops up. I guess because I follow so many soap things on there, it just pops up random soap actors. I
Right.
see them everywhere.
All right. Well, you have anything else to add before we wrap this up?
Mm-mm. Just I really liked watching Gwen, Anna, and Alex, and I really hope they kind of keep that trio together, even though I don't see how they can, because Anna looks like she's pulling away from Alex now.
Right.
So she'll be Team Tony.
All right. Well, we are going to head over to Patreon to watch the Friday episode, which is May 9th. Not May, March 9th, 1984. So head on over to our Patreon and subscribe, and you can watch it with us. That's patreon.com/queers and soaps. And as always, you can find us on all the other socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.